Well, we're back again. I'm sorry that I missed, Tuesday, but life goes on. I will not be with you next week because I have Witchcraft 2 class, and that will be online for the first time. Uh, that should be very interesting and fun to do anyway. It's one of my favorite classes. Um, I wanted to talk about spells tonight because we all do them, whether we realize it even or not. I mean, it's like prayers, wishes, uh, I want, all those projections sometimes take hold. But that's not the same as learning how to project and to word spells so that they are complete and can happen. And of course, the most important thing, and most people forget, that you need to see in your mind's eye the end result, not how it should happen, not how it could come to be, because the universe knows all the ways that things can come to be that are beyond our imagination. And that's what's good about learning how to project with your mind's eye. It's part of the science because it actually works. And that's very important. But there are many other things you can do when you need to keep track of your spells. And one of the reasons is if it works, if that spell works, and say it's one of the spells that you burned on a candle and it's gone, and you've forgotten what you wrote, that's happened to me so many times. But it's a good thing now that we have computers and printers, you can copy your spell before you send it or use it, and then you can put it in your book of shadows. But there's another way too. Keep track. This is a way of logging what works and why it worked and what happened when you sent this spell. And you've got to put the time that you're doing it, the date, your emotions. How are you feeling that day in general when you started to do your magic? And the intention, is the intention focused? Is it strong? The weather plays a great deal on our well-being, our biochemistry. Sometimes that brings us up or down. And the moon, where was the moon? The moon plays a great role, again, on our emotions. And the place where you're doing the spell. And then, after you have done the spell, and you want to know the outcome, so you write the outcome. And you want to keep a separate journal for this. And if you can't copy on a copier your spell, then you should write it in the book again. Copy it that way, so that you know. Because every once in a while, a spell just doesn't do anything at all, and there's a reason for it probably. Especially if you do it correctly, and you've asked the universe that it should be correct and for the good of all, which is most important, or the same. It's very interesting anyway to keep a log like that. And spells are, you don't want to name someone when you do a love spell. And that's so hard. People really want to. You're madly in love or in like with someone, and you want a relationship. But when you name someone, you're going to get everything that comes with them. And if it's someone new or someone you think you know, you may not know everything about them or what their meaning and what their heart is. So it's better to ask for a companion that is correct for you. and loving and giving, and all of the qualities that you want, you put into the spell and ask that to be correct. I recommend that you don't use a name, because you might get that and everything comes with it, you know, especially when it comes to a relationship's different, especially marriage. If you're doing something about you want to marry, then I'd be super careful, because you know, you don't know. Maybe you'll get a nasty mother-in-law. Maybe you'll get a lot of bills, and there are a lot of unknowns in all of us. We don't know each other until we've lived with each other for a while. And even then, when we live together before we get married, we're still being nicer than we normally are. So marriage is a difficult situation to begin with, and a loving situation as well. It's not that we shouldn't, it's just that it's not as easy as it appears for us. Well, I'm going to start doing, and if you have questions about spell working, I don't know if I have all the answers, although I've been doing them, you know, all my life, but it doesn't mean I do. I noticed on YouTube, there are a lot of brilliant and lovely witches doing tutorials on spell casting, on all kinds of witchcraft. And they seem to be quite knowledgeable. I mean, they're not Cabot witches, that's fine. Not everybody's going to be. But the facts are that they're helping and they're teaching, and most of them are quite lovely and intelligent. So I would hope that you would go on YouTube and look for some of these tutorials. And there's a billion of them on making a Book of Shadows, which is fun and wonderful to look at as well. Book of Shadows is not an easy thing to do, but it's a fun thing to do, and it's so important to keep a record of your magical life. Okay, well, I guess we might have a person ready, do we? Courtney Lubash. Courtney, hi Courtney. Let's see what we have here. Well, Courtney, I'm wondering if you like animals, because I think that with your own animal instinct, I think animals would love you, whether you like them or not. The fact is that using your own animal nature is using your senses, paying attention to how you're feeling when you talk to someone, or you embark on something new, or you're trying to change things in your life. Be very careful about your emotions, because our emotions can make us or break us. And fear is one of the worst of all, because it doesn't do any good for anyone. Regret doesn't do any good. We need to be clear and balanced in our thinking to change things in our life. I hope you do have an animal, because it would be sweet if you did, because it would keep you a little more calm. Vicky Southall. Vicky, hi. Well, you know, I think you like what you do, and you're very exuberant about what you do. You do a lot at one time. You can multitask like no one else. I think that's amazing. And it's worth your while to work that hard. It really will pay off for you. And it will soon. I would say by the next spring, things will turn around for you financially. Romantically, things are still kind of on hold. It may be astrological. You should consult an astrologer about what's going on, because maybe your Venus is a little bit out of whack when it happens. It can happen for years and years at a time. But other than that, I would say there's good things coming. I can really say that for you. Erin Genevieve?
Mm-hmm.
Erin Genevieve. Okay. Erin, hi. Oh, let's see. You know, when we reach for something that's far, far out of our grasp, that's when you need to backtrack a little bit and say, okay, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, and maybe I need to do a spell to make this come to be, but I need to take a deep breath and let things unfold. I can't always make everything happen. We have to allow the universe to put things in the way that keep us gaining what we want. And when you're too anxious and you're trying too hard, that doesn't work. You can't repeat spells over and over and over, like you can't repeat wishes over and over. It doesn't work. You're driving it further away. Because every time you say it, it's like the first time you said it. That doesn't work. So take it easy on yourself, please. Robin Fox. Robin Fox. I like that name, Robin. I believe I have a stepdaughter named Robin. I haven't seen in many, many, many years. We have, it's time to say yes or no to everything. Make your decisions, and when you make a decision, it's no, say it's no. You know, it's like I said, delete. When it comes to Facebook, there's a lot of things you can delete. But in life, it's the same thing. You either will or you won't. You need your sovereignty. You need to make up your own mind. Don't let someone make up your mind for you. No, you be the queen. Amy Warren. Amy. There's a very magical Amy that lives in Salem. And this says that it's time for you to think about how to make money. How can I do it on my own? Well, yes, there are jobs out there that I'm certain you could have and do. However, owning your own business is not as difficult as people think it is. It's hard work, but not difficult. It's very easy to do, especially online. Having a website is probably the best kind of business you could ever have in this world today. Joanna Carr, Joanna, hi. All right, whatever you're doing right now, I think could bring in a lot of money, actually. This is about money as well. And learning how to make it grow. And I think you're doing a good job, and you will get some help. It looks like some male person may come along. I don't know if it's a business partner or just a partner or someone with good advice will come along and help you to make more money or take care of the money. If you're already okay, how do you take care of your money? What do you do with it to make it grow and substantial? I think this is going to happen for you, and it's a wonderful thing. Kim Whitten. Kim. Here we go. It looks like you've walked away from things that you regret. And that's okay. It's time to forget it. If it's already behind you, let it go. Look towards the future. The future's not a bad thing. The future could be very, very good for you. And again, I have to mention the same thing over and over because it's in the cards, that work is changing. work and money, ways of making money are changing, and you need to look at all the possibilities right now. And we have Gretch Van. Gretch, isn't usually Gretchen, but that's Gretch. Is that a male or female?
I don't know.
Gretch, I don't know. I have no idea. I do know that you are an artist of some kind. Now, art is a malleable word, isn't it? It could be, art is in mathematics, art is in, well, you know that medicine is an art. And hospitals are the first groups that will tell you it's an art. There's nothing absolute about medicine and healing. And we grow with it, hopefully every year we learn more, but it seems something else comes up in our face that we don't know. And it's time for you to use your art, whatever that art is, whatever you're really clever at and good at, that's what you need to choose, not what makes the money, what could make your money and your living better and your happiness better is doing what you love to do. And it would be something very artistic. Anita Moore. Anita. And we know a very magical Anita as well. Well, Anita, it looks like you're having a difficult time knowing where to put your money right now or where it's coming from. And I think you're feeling like a little bit lost. I don't know if there's someone overseas or away, maybe not where you live, that you're eager to be in touch with. And that could happen, but it doesn't mean it's a perfect situation for you. You need to hang in there. You need to work hard at whatever it is you do. Sandy Fowler. Hi, Sandy. Oh my God, you got one of the cards everybody wants. They think they want. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't mean you're getting a fortune. It's the turning of the Wheel of Fortune. That means your future. That's all it means. It's your future is going onward and onward and onward. You need to pay attention to take advantage of what you have, not what you don't have. You already have a lot of things that you're not recognizing in your life. And we search for more and more and more. You need to settle down and be thankful for what you do have. Linda Bell. Linda, there's something new coming in. I don't know if someone around you is pregnant or if you're starting something new yourself, but there's some new idea coming into your head and it looks really good. And you need to go with those ideas. You're pretty smart. You need to do these things, like we said, on your own again. You can do this. You can take care of all kinds of wonderful things in your life. You're very smart. Carrie Leopold, sorry. Well, again, here's another one about business. This card is the Old Curiosity Shop in Oxford, England. And it's about business, owning your own business. And, you know, making money from it, and you can do that. I don't know what you would sell, but I think you could definitely open a business online, unless you already have. If you already have, this looks like great success for you. Robin Dukes. Well, it looks as though you have comfort in your life, whether you recognize it or not. You've got a safe home. You can cuddle up with the animals or whatever, a good pillow, and enjoy television or read a good book. And maybe reading about magic would be very advantageous for you, because I'm not quite sure you fully understand your ability and what magic actually means in our lives. Courtney Luvash. Courtney. Well, stability. Courtney, you need to be stable in your thinking. Things are just going around in your head over and over and over, and that's not going to solve anything. It's, again, fear, anxiety. It's so difficult to deal with anxiety. However, you can, and you will, and you're going to calm yourself down and focus on your future in the way that you wish it to happen, not the way you think it has to happen. There's a difference there. Chelsea West. Well, I don't know, Chelsea, if your mom is around you or not. If she is, she's quite strong. I put that mildly. And quite an influence. However, I'm not so sure she actually knows who you are completely. And most mothers don't know our children completely. They're individuals, and you're an individual. And you also have some of her traits, though. You can be very strongly opinionated about a lot of things. Try to not afflict your opinion on everyone. Start keeping it to yourself. Use that power for you. Danette Wilson. Danette, I've never heard that name, have you?
No, well, I know her.
Oh,
Personally.
you do?
Yeah.
Okay, never heard that name before. Well, Danette, it looks like some man around you is going to be generous. Now, if it's generosity in a loving way, I'm not sure. If it's generosity in a productive way, I think that might be more of what it is. You may be chosen to either get an accolade or get more pay, or something good is coming in that area, and it comes from someone with authority. And I think it's wonderful. It's a good thing for you. Violet Ruth. Violet. Oh, there's a man coming into your life, and he's like a unicorn. And what does that mean? It means he's quite unique. And he probably doesn't think like everyone else thinks, which is fine. But, he's eccentric. And I don't know if you could take that for long. We'll find out, won't we? But he's coming into your life. Whether you're married or not, I'm not sure. That doesn't matter. This man may come into your life in many different ways. Sherry Higgins. Hi, Sherry. It's so easy for us to be judgmental about all kinds of things, especially, most of us watch some movie star on television and they're being interviewed, and you think, oh, she doesn't know how to wear her makeup, or she doesn't dress right, or we criticize. And criticism isn't always helpful. It's time to not criticize yourself and not be hard on yourself. I don't know if you're a Virgo or have Virgo in your chart, but it seems that you might be partially Virgo, because you do criticize yourself more probably than others. Tina Harvey. All right, Tina. Let's see what we have. Well, Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups represents abundance and getting along with people and having people help you, or being giving, as well as yourself giving to people. And that giving always comes back. It always does in some way. It always pays to be kind, because kindness returns. And we say in witchcraft it returns threefold. We all can use that right now. But it looks as though those opportunities are coming for you. And I don't know if you garden, but if you happen to, it might be a good thing. Christina Renfo.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Christina. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is usually somebody who's the hostess with the mostest, likes to party, likes to have people over. Of course, we can't do that now, or we shouldn't. There are people who do that anyway, but it depends. I mean, some families are able to stay safe and do that. But you need to relax about these things. You've got to take it safely. You can't take chances with the virus. You just can't yet. It's not time to party. It's not time to be around too many people. So I would be cautious. Still be cautious. Ellen Vaughn. Hello, Ellen. You've got the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords in this deck shows that he's quite fragile. He's a fragile person, but he's strong. He's got that one sword in his hand, so no matter how fragile he is, he has ways of protecting himself, and he will not fall apart. But in this case, if it's a man around you, I have a feeling there may be something not quite right with his health, and probably he should be seeing a doctor right now, or a checkup at least. Courtney Lehan. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles are about wisdom and about money. In this case, I have a feeling it's about learning your magic, reading and studying and really understanding its importance in your life. You may have said, oh, it's okay, but I'm not into that. Or if you are into it already, and I may be wrong about this, you need to go further, because you could do really well with it. Very, very well with it. Jane Hill. Okay, Jane, a Knight of Wands. I don't know if you know a Leo person. It might have to do with someone around you who is a Leo, or it could have to do, if it's about August coming up, it looks like it's a strong time for you. It's a time that you might be able to travel a little bit. It's a time for you to take chances and to make decisions in that time set, especially August. Tamara James. Tamara. Well, you know, you have to be careful about people who claim to know it all, or have a higher self than everyone else, because it's probably not true. People who preach constantly and preach in a way that is threatening or can threaten you, it's not a good idea. So you have to be careful about the authorities in your life. Are they really an authority? I would question people and question their abilities and their methods especially if it has to do with anything money or spirituality, either or. Deanna Stickles. Deanna, I don't know if you're feeling like you're alone and on your own, and I have a sense that you may be a tiny bit depressed, and I think you might cover it up with a lot of smiles and laughter so people don't really know. It's okay to feel down at times, but self-esteem is the most important thing. You need to look in the mirror and like yourself for who you are. You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Carol Howard. Well, it may be that love is already in your life. However, it may be coming again. It's about loving and lovers and another person coming into your life, or someone that you're thinking of from the past that you should forget, and then opening your heart for somebody new might be very important right now. Lee Degas. Lee. I would be careful, Lee, about your protection. I would be careful about lending money. I'd be careful about having too many people know all your business. There may be a thief around you, someone that could steal things from you, and you can't allow that to happen in any sense. If this has something to do with family, then I would get an attorney or seek the counseling of someone like that. Heather Weidman. Heather, this is the Empress card. The Empress usually is someone who's quite spiritual, who will make a good leader, a mother-like person. It reminds me of a deity, and there seems to be a deity in the other world that is around you, or a grandmother that's around you from the other world. But I have a feeling it might be both. And being loved and taken care of from the other world is quite important. They are alive in another world. They're not what we call dead. So it's time for you to recognize that and recognize the fact that you can actually talk to them. Elizabeth Barnes. Elizabeth, of course, that's my middle name I was born with because of Elizabeth I. My mother named me after her. Isn't that nice? It's the world. You could reach the world. Maybe you already do, Elizabeth, reach the world. You may be quite clever on a computer, and you're able to stay in touch with a lot of people at one time. And that is a good thing, especially if you're giving out good advice, tutoring, helping people would be a good idea for you. Heather Hatcher. Heather. That's one of our favorite names, isn't it?
I know, I have lots of Heathers.
Okay, Heather. I don't know how big your family is, but it looks as though it's quite daunting. Family matters seem to be either imposing or completely not there, one or the other. You don't have a clear understanding of family, whether you think you do or not. And it's time for you to be your own family. It's time for choosing your family. We can't always like what we get as a family. And we often choose our families by being in touch with relationships and friends. Camille Stefan. Camille, it doesn't pay to do the same things over and over and over and expect a different result when things don't work. You can't put a square peg in a round hole, as they say. It's time to rethink all the things that you're trying to do and make it a little easier. Let's make things really work and not repeat ourselves and not do the same thing over and over. If you've done the same job forever, it's time maybe for a complete change. I would take that advice and look at something new in my life. Sandy Rubin. Well, Sandy, I think you're more magical than you think. I don't know if you practice the craft or not. If not, I would probably suggest that you should look into it. You may already have done that, but because it looks as though your psyche is very powerful, your magic is very powerful. Use it in correctness and for the good of all, and you will never go wrong. Never. Pam Gautier says, hi Pam. Pam and the family. I hope everybody's doing well right now. I love you very much. Pam's mother was one of my best friends, Megan, and I love her. Alice. Amy Johnson. Amy, this is the King of Pentacles. This is about a man who is in charge of how you make your money in some way. You don't want to leave it up to someone else of how you control your money. If this is a boss, it looks as though he's not paying you enough. That may be what this is. Or if he is, there's someone else that could do better. That's for sure. Cassie Wheeler. Hi, Cassie. Cassie, this is the Chariot, and this is a go-ahead. It means if you have an idea and you have a thought, just do it. Don't hold back with anything. The way you do things at home, the way you're going to do things out of the house, the way you do things in your job, in your love life, all those things can be changed, and you have a go-ahead. You know, let's do it differently this time. Laurie Swisher. Okay. The Three of Wands, Laurie, and it looks like there's a communication with someone from overseas, or there has been in the past, I'm not sure, and there may be in the future. So you may be meeting someone that is from another country, and it might be an impact in your life. It might mean something that you don't expect. Christine Di Stefano,
yep.
Okay. Emotion. You need to be careful of your emotions, and the moon does affect you quite easily. And don't get panicky. Don't start freaking out over things. You've got to calm down and take things one step at a time. You can't do everything at once. Not everything will come together at once, usually. But it's time to project your end result of what you want and allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Kara Knox. Hi, Kara. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands sometimes represents a need for clarity, a need for organization. Organize everything in your home. Organize what you do. Let's not scatter everything. And fortify yourself. That means lock doors and windows. And that doesn't mean there actually is danger coming, but it forbids danger. It causes danger to stay away. So being clear about those things is important. Patty Obitz. Hi, Patty. Okay. Ace of Swords. Patty, you need to get angry. You need to take, not take no for an answer. Or you need to say no, one or the other. And be very forceful about it. It's time for you to do that. Really is time. I'm hoping that we talked about spells earlier. And I'm hoping everyone that listened will begin to use spells. Isn't this a perfect time for it? Because we're at home, we're locked in, and we have all these anxieties about what we're going to do with our lives indoors. Staying away from people is quite interesting, but maybe we could cast a few spells that could help our lives and the world in general to be a better place. And start with yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing spells for yourself, is there? Chris?
If you're taking care of yourself, nobody else has to.
Well, that's it. Nobody has to help you if you help yourself. If you can put a roof over your head, food in your mouth, and protect yourself, you're doing the whole world a service. You don't have to rely on anyone, and then you can help others, Kara Johnson. It's time for you, Kara, to jump down the rabbit hole. Just do it. Whatever it is you've been pondering and wondering what to do, you should just simply go ahead. Don't hold yourself back from change. You be the front runner. You're the one that says, yes, I'm going to do this. It works. David Myers. Hi, David. There's a male finally. My goodness, where are all the men tonight?
And there's not very many.
I know. Interesting. This is the Two of Cups. Now, this is about love, actually. So there may be love already in your life. I'm not sure. But it looks like it might be growing. And that's wonderful. It's being offered anyway in some way. It just means to be cautious about it. But I don't think this is a bad thing for you. I think love right now is a possibility. Real love. Christine Rigg. Hi, Christine. The Queen of Cups. She's amazing. Again, she's sort of like the Wand Queen because she is very mothering. She's a good hostess. She's good with a lot of people. She might be the person running around bringing food to everyone in this pandemic. It might be you who is this person. And I think that's a wonderful thing that you're so giving and loving. I don't know if you cook, but it looks as though you can, or you should. And that may mean writing a cookbook as well. Janice Lewis. Janice, Six of Pentacles. The Pentacles, oh my goodness. Well, that, again, I think this represents study for you. Reading and reading and reading, and then participating in what you're reading. In other words, when you read something that is viable for you, that works for you, or could work for you, it's time to try it. If it's meditation, whatever it is, you need to follow your spiritual path, no matter what it is, in order to create a better life for yourself. It works. Tonya Dixon. Tonya. The Two of Swords. Time to make a decision. And you just don't know which way to go. then you have to leave it up to the universal mind. You ask the God, the goddess, the universal mind to help you make the decisions in the right direction and show you a sign of which way to go. The universe will show you a sign of how you should take your steps. Dusty Anglins. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in this deck reminds me of Don Quixote trying to cure the whole world, and you know, we all want to, but you know, we sort of waste our time thinking we can change the whole world. But it's true, one person could. It's happened before, and it could be you. So it's all right if you have all these grandiose ideas and things that you want to do or help do. It's time for you to take action in any way you can. Chesley Gregson.
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, Chelsea. The High Priestess. Wow, Chelsea. So it looks as though you are quite knowledgeable. I'm not so sure if you're knowledgeable about the craft as much as you should be. And yet you're asking for a reading. And do you really know what pertains in doing a reading, or how to become psychic and hold the psychism so that you protect yourself and you own it? You know, you can't allow other energies to come into your life. There is such a thing as a protection shield that will keep other energies that are not good for you out of your life. If I didn't have that, I would have been gone a long time ago. And those protection shields work. And it's good for you to learn how to do that. John Medwin. Hi, John. Another man. Oh, nice. We like having equal here. And, okay, 7 of Wands. Try not to fight. Try not to argue. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to do exactly what we want right now, but it is available. If you consist and don't take no for an answer, you can get the things you want out of life. Definitely can. But just do not argue. It doesn't work. John Ball. Well, John, Ace of Cups. Wow, you're being handed something spiritually. It also represents imbibing. You've got to be careful what you put into your body, how you eat, how you drink, all moderation right now. But it also says you're being handed something that could change your life forever. You have to be able to accept it. And I don't know exactly what that is. It may be something coming in the future for you that is very good, and you might question it. I don't think you should. I think you should just say, yes, I'm doing this. It's okay. Joey Gatelin. Joey. Okay, Joey. The Four of Swords. Usually that card looks like there's swords hanging over their head while you're sleeping. And that's exactly what it is. It means even when you don't realize that you're being protected. You're being protected by the other world. So there could be a spirit around you that's taking good care of you. I would think there is, but that doesn't mean to take too many risks. It doesn't mean that you need to take chances right now. You shouldn't. But be assured that you're going to be protected in most things in your life. Dawn Ripley. The Six of Swords. Well, sometimes that represents, an overload, for certainly. And I think that it represents taking too many risks right now. You just can't do that. You can't keep going out or getting involved with too many people, and you should not be taking any risks in this pandemic at all. It's time to stay home and take care of yourself. Absolutely. Brittany Capron. Brittany, you're the last reading of the evening. Isn't that nice? But we'll see. Oh, a good Seven of Cups. Well, the Seven of Cups says that you have a lot of options in your life right now. A lot, and sometimes it makes life even more difficult when we can choose so many different things. But you're multifaceted. You can do a lot of different things. I don't know if you're an artist, but if you are, I would choose being an artist for you would be wonderful right now. And you can put all your work up online and sell your art. How nice is that? Or you can find another way to use your creative self and supply your financial needs right now. You can do that on your own, and that's wonderful. Well, I'm happy that we got together tonight. Faith, I love you very dearly. She's in Cornwall. Yep, say hi to Faith. And I'm very happy that we're able to get back with you. I can't do it next week, which is sad. I'd like to keep doing this, but we will. We'll come back and do this for you as much as we can. And I'll try, if you have any subject matter that you like or need to know about as much as I would know about it, like spells, or casting spells, or magic wands, let us know. And when I come back on in another week, we'll talk about some of those different ways of doing magic and see if we can help you start doing your own magic. Remember, every ending is a beginning, and for witches, this is law. Where we enter in, from there we must withdraw. Good night.